I'm Carla Goodwin from Bluebells Cakery, and today I'm going to be showing you how I make a salted caramel slice. This slice is a variation on my classic slice. It's the ultimate indulgent treat, so let's get started. You want to spray your tray well with some baking spray, and we're going to line that with some baking paper. So we want to set that aside, and let's get started on the base. So we're going to toast some desiccated coconut, and we just want to lightly toast that, and the coconut gives a really lovely texture to the base. So while that's toasting, I'm going to melt some butter over a medium heat. Make sure you continually stir your coconut. You don't want the coconut to burn. So when your coconut is nicely toasted, you want to tip it into your bowl. And now that my butter is melted, I'm going to pour that into the bowl. I'm going to add some soft brown sugar and some plain flour. And I'm just going to give that a good stir until it's really well mixed. So now our base is looking good. We're going to empty that into our slice tin. And just using the back of a spoon, we're going to spread that into the base of the tin. We're going to pop that into a preheated moderate oven for 15 to 20 minutes or until the top is golden. While that's cooking, we're going to move on to the caramel. We're going to melt some butter, some condensed milk. This is the goodness right here. The golden syrup is going to give you that lovely caramel sweetness. Now we want to put into this 2 teaspoons of sea salt. It's going to be really great to complement that sweetness of the caramel. And so we're just going to stir that over a medium heat until that's nicely melted. Okay, so now our base is looking really nice and golden. We can pour our caramel over the top. It's looking really lovely and golden and gooey. So now we're going to pop that in the oven until the top is really golden and bubbly. So now we're going to move on to the chocolate ganache. We're going to take some cream and we're going to heat it in a small saucepan over a medium heat. We'll pour the chocolate into a bowl. We're using a 65% chocolate, and that's going to give the ganache a really lovely richness. And now we're just waiting for this cream to come up to a simmer before we pour that onto the chocolate. And you want the cream to cover all the chocolate. We're just going to give it a bit of a wriggle to make sure that the chocolate is completely covered. Okay, so now that's been sitting for a while, we're going to take a whisk and we're going to whisk through that chocolate into the cream using a circular motion from the middle of the bowl, and it starts to look really beautiful and glossy. So once that ganache is looking really lump-free, we're going to add some butter. And this butter is going to help the ganache to stay really glossy and shiny. So we're going to pop that into the fridge for about an hour to set. We're going to pull that slice out of the oven and let it cool before we place our lovely ganache on the top. Look at that beautiful velvety consistency. You want to be really generous here. You want to make sure that you're covering the top of the caramel slice entirely. Now we want to add some extra sea salt, sprinkle it over the top. It really complements that chocolate really well. And now that's ready to go, you want to pop it in the fridge to set before we cut it to serve. Okay, so now our slice is ready to go. So I'm going to pull this out of the tray. And now we're ready to cut our slice. And I'm going to cut this into squares. You want to serve it at room temperature when that base is really chewy and that caramel is really gooey. And I'm going to use a few edible flowers to decorate the plate. So here's our beautiful salted caramel slice. This is a really great recipe to enjoy in the afternoon with a pot of tea. For more details on this recipe, go to foodtv.co.nz.